choosing practices and moving forward. The first one is the willingness factor. So being willingness over coercion, something that I had known for years, but I actually saw a discussion between two Stanford professors, as Huberman Lab and the man that wrote Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers, Sapolsky, I believe his name is. So Sapolsky is a behavioral expert, and he said that if you do anything that you truly don't want to do, like say exercise, that's what he used as the example. He says if you force yourself to exercise and you absolutely hate it, he says you will get zero benefit from it. He said it will actually hurt you physically and every other way. There'll be all these negative chemicals that just you might as well not do it, because that hating it and that resistance will actually create negative chemicals in the body that will, cortisol and so on. So it's really important to be authentically wanting to do a practice, a routine, and not to give in to social pressures. So I don't really care how popular something is. If you don't like it, don't do it. I also don't even care who's telling you. Like if you have an authority, whatever figure that might be, that says the answer to all chronic illness is meditation, I don't buy that, because that's actually, the literature doesn't agree with that anyway, but I also don't agree with it because it's very important that your subconscious nervous system, which is what your body sensations are from, agrees with what you're doing. Now, being able to discern the difference between some resistance to something new and a signal that says, F no, I don't want to do this, that takes a little practice. But basically my experience is that if your body gives you a hard no, like in other words, it's digging in its heels, probably not what you want to do. If it's just a little anxious because it's new, like going to school for the first day, that's probably fine. So here's what we have. We have your willingness actually is connected to your body sensation patterns. This is, again, why it's so important to get in touch with that. And there's really valuable insights that can be gained from using your body responses as a compass about whether what you're doing for practicing is actually a good idea for you or not. So what you want to do is cross-reference, how is my body responding, with your logical brain. So they're both important. I'm not trying to cut out the logical brain, but often what happens is that we use our logical brain to say, this is what I should do because everyone online says I should. And then there's absolutely no consideration whatsoever about your body sensations, which is your subconscious system, and its opinion about what you're up to. And then you end up in the scenario I just mentioned, which is, this is one way in which people can do tons of practices and not get better, because they're not in congruence with themselves. And the way that you know that you are not is by your body sensations in response to what you're doing. Yeah, don't push forward through willpower as your main way of going. I do not recommend that, even though that was my default for years.